Hey everybody, welcome back to Crypto Kings. It's Matt. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a Shiba Inu flash crash we're going through right now, and I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about what I believe we could possibly see in the future. Hopefully this helps put your mind at rest. If you guys are new, sure, drop a like, subscribe. Let's get right into it, folks. So if you guys haven't already seen what's been going on here, folks, it looks as if we are seeing our first absolute major pullback on CoinMarketCap here, of course, looking at Shiba Inu right now, with the price headed down to 0.000067. Now, this still sounds amazing, and this doesn't even sound fathomable considering a month ago, if you guys look at the very tail end of where we were, it is hard to even believe that we are viewing this as a bad price. But unfortunately, compared to what we saw earlier today, yes, this looks a little concerning. You guys can see we were still up 22% from 24 hours ago, but you guys can see earlier in the day, we actually peaked at an all-time high here of 88. So when it comes down to it, folks, what we're working with here is an extremely volatile asset. I'm sure you guys could understand this. If you've been following crypto for a while, as much as I want SHIB to just go up forever, this is a very volatile asset. The market cap right now is at around 40 billion, which is absolutely mind-boggling. It is amazing. The volume in the past 24 hours here is $39.4 billion. So it is doing incredibly well on both of those fronts, and you don't need to even hear me talk about the social media sentiment behind Shiba Inu, because it is absolutely ridiculous. But the question comes down to it, whether or not this is going to continue slipping, or whether or not we're going to see a recovery. How is this going to work? And that's what I'm going to discuss in this video. So when we take a look at our graph here, of course, there are a few things we have to consider. But before we do, if you guys haven't already considered opening up a Webull, guys, top of the link in the description. It is so easy to do. Literally take you 2 minutes to go over there. Top of the link down below in the description. You get 2 free stocks valued possibly up to $2,300. I know some people have gotten free shares of Apple, free shares of Facebook by using my link at the top of the description. So congratulations, whoever that is. But if you guys want to potentially try your luck, or just get started trading SHIB, crypto, and stocks, and get an easy 15-20-ish bucks in free stuff, top of the link down below in the description. When it comes down to it, guys, what we're working with here is, again, one of the most volatile dips in recent history for Shiba Inu, and I think we all saw this coming. Now, the question is, how do we avoid this in the future? When do we recover? Well, the first good sign I'm seeing is that we're seeing a green candle here bouncing right off the red, meaning that it looks as if, again, it is a little early to tell, it looks as if it may be viewing somewhere around 6.1 or 6.2 as a potential support line. So we could draw in our support here and view this as a potential line to work with. If we are to, of course, check the MACD indicator, of course, which I love to take a look at, you guys can see it has a very strong curve with, of course, the red, meaning, yeah, probably a good time to sell. That is the typical nature of the MACD. We could also check the relative strength index, which I do love to take a look at, and you guys can see after staying above for so long, after hanging out above what the relative strength index considers to be normal, after hanging out above that for so long, we are finally watching it sort of, kind of pay the price for that in the zone here, because again, it can't trade this high forever. So what we're looking at is what is natural pullback, but again, because the asset is so volatile, it is hard to determine where this natural pullback will end. So when we look at this here, folks, again, like I talked about earlier in my video today, people asked, is it a good time to buy? I said, nah, don't buy the top. And look, this is not financial advice, my personal opinion, but buying at the all-time high after watching SHIB experience this ridiculous growth here over the past week probably isn't the best idea. Like I said, wait for that pullback, and it looks as if that pullback may be coming soon. Now, it's very possible you could be, if you bought now, catching kind of a falling asset. You could be catching something that is falling in this kind of fashion. And again, the goal is to wait for this to at some point level off. So we could always check the Fibonacci retracement. I always do like to take a look at that, and I found it to be surprisingly accurate. So when we stretch everything out here, of course, with the Fibonacci retracement, you guys can see it is essentially going to analyze the bottom and the top of the most recent run. So it's taking a look at the 46 all the way up here to the 87. So this most recent absolute top, basically the all-time high here for SHIB And what it looks to have done is after hitting the 87, it has bounced off the 38.2% line, meaning it has bounced off this in the fashion that 38.2% of those gains were lost, but it has still managed to bounce off of it and head back to that all-time high. And then, of course, after that all-time high is not sustained, it hits the all-time high, it's not, sort of kept, we watch it fall down, and what it looks like is going to the 61.8% line, which appears to be kind of working like clockwork here with the Fibonacci retracement. So this 61.8% line could be, again, not a guarantee, but could be the potential new line of support here at around 6221. So if we are to watch it bounce off of that, that would mean that out of this most recent run from 46 all the way up to 87, it has lost 61.8% of those gains, yet is still retaining, around 39.2% of those gains. So that definitely would not be bad. Again, it is possible we could watch it chart here for a while and then potentially move up or potentially move down. I mean, there are, multiple scenarios that could occur, but it is very possible to watch it trade somewhat horizontally here between a couple of these fib levels. I mean, again, we could use the 61.8% line as sort of the support with the 50% line here as the resistance. So that is a possible scenario. But there are a lot of possible scenarios. It could also continue to fall through down to the 78.6% line where we could watch it, sort of bounce for the near future. But I personally see SHIB, in my view, trading horizontally here in the near future, meaning I see it consolidating in a set sort of region like we've seen it do here from around the, all the way back to the 8th here up until the 23rd. So for a long time, it traded just pretty much horizontally here, not really deviating very much from this sort of zone. So what I think is going to happen is you're going to have a very even balance of people who are trying to collect their SHIB profits while also benefit from, the ability to rebuy at a slightly lower price. So I do think that the amount of buy volume and sell volume in the next few days here is going to sort of even out. A lot of people predicting, oh my God, it's going to go to zero. No way, man. People have already seen the potential that this can do here. And again, I think, this level of pullback is only natural. It is only expected considering we had such a very, very inflated asset that has been going up, pretty consistently here over the past few days. So what we're working with is, again, a sharp decline, but a decline that I saw coming and I do think will eventually pave the way for new re-entry points. Because remember, if we got it to, 87 once, we get it to 87 again. And, if you really want to look at the big picture, man, when we first, all the way back to May, I mean, when we first really look at the history of SHIB back in May, Elon Musk going on Saturday Night Live, May 10th, the basic inception of Shiba Inu, when we saw this happening, what it really did was give us hope for the future and say that, yes, this is possible. We will achieve this again one day, and we have managed to do that and then some. When it comes down to it, folks, I do think there is a long future ahead. I just think that, again, this level of pullback is kind of natural, and there are multiple options here in which we could, definitely re-enter if we are to, watch these fib levels. Again, it looks as if this most recent candle has broken past the 61.8% line, so now we are to check at the 78.6% line and to see if 78.6% of gains made in this most recent run are going to be lost. In that case, we could watch it bounce back and forth above there, or if it heads back to the very beginning of this run that we saw yesterday, if it loses all of the progress it made today, we could watch it kind of bounce around the zero line, just where we started here on this run yesterday at around 46. So those are a few options that strike me. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. My name is Matt, and definitely, again, keep those notification bells on for daily SHIB vids. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys on the next one. Peace.